Hi, I'm Quinn Riley at in Santa Monica, California, before the NBA Awards, and we'll be talking about who the candidates for the most recognizable awards, Most Improved Player, Rookie of the Year, and of course MVP. We'll start off by talking about Most Improved Player. I'm going to start by talking about D'Angelo Russell, the former Laker. He's had a great year. He led the Nets to a playoff berth, first time in a while, and he really changed that Nets team that was struggling years before. And how about next?
I'm going to be talking about Pascal Siakam. Obviously, the Raptors just came off of a championship season, but when you think about the Raptors season this year, of course you're going to think about Kawhi Leonard. But you have to give credit to Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam is from Cameroon. He plays power forward. He's one of the best shooting bigs in the league. He has a really great all-around game. He's a more offensive power forward. He's not the best defensive player, but he can play defense if he needs to. He can shoot. He can go inside. If I had to put money, I would bet that Pascal Siakam will win tonight.
AJ?
So I'm going to be talking about De'Aaron Fox. He's been on the Kings now for 2 years, and after playing with Marvin Bagley this year, he really meshed together as an all-around good point guard. He can throw the ball across the court. He's great at passing. He can run down the court. He's very fast. He can get inside when he needs to, and he has a good outside shot. Despite all those qualities, I just don't see him winning tonight with Pascal Siakam and D'Angelo Russell, who were more mainstream this year. But he still improved a lot this year.
So who are you going with?
I'm going with Pascal.
I'm going with Russell.
I will go with Russell as well.
And now for the Rookie of the Year. We'll be talking about Trae Young. I'll be talking about Trae Young, the former Sooner, and he really had a great year. He started to build that young Hawks core and they built it up at the NBA draft, and he really showed that he can play it at the NBA level. And yeah.
I'm going to be talking about Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic is the clear favorite. I don't think DeAndre or Trae has a chance. Luka reminds me a lot of Kawhi Leonard. Both Luka and Kawhi Leonard have a very good three-point shot, and they're both great on the inside, both great defenders. On draft night last year, the Hawks and Mavericks made a trade to move Trae Young for Luka Doncic. I'm not going to consider the Hawks losers of the trade because Trae Young obviously did great things. That's why he's a nominee for this award. But I'm going to say the Mavericks won the trade, and I think Luka should have been an all-star. You would not tell he's a rookie. I think his play style is very similar to Kawhi Leonard, and I think he's a lock for this award.
AJ?
So I will be talking about DeAndre Ayton, not to be confused with DeAndre Hunter, of course, who was drafted this year. But DeAndre Ayton was drafted to the Phoenix Suns this past year after an awful year, which saw them get less than 20 wins. He averaged 16 points per game this year. He got a lot of rebounds, found Devin Booker a lot before he got injured. But DeAndre Ayton with these two other talented people, I just don't see him winning the award. He had a great season this year, though, and good things are to come for him, definitely.
Who are you going with?
I got to go with my guy, Luka Doncic. I said many times he's the lock, and I'm going to stick with that.
I have a feeling it's going to be Luka, but I'm going Trae Young.
I think it's definitely going to be Luka. He's a lock for this.
And finally, for the NBA MVP, and I'll be talking about the man Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak. He did get to be on NBA 2K19 cover. That was great for him. And he led this Bucks team to the semifinals. And I think he showed that he was worthy for the MVP. He showed that he can dunk really well, and I think he's most worthy for that award. He can shoot the ball very well, and he averaged just 20 points a game, And Colin?
I'm going to be talking about Paul George. Paul George, he's not a favorite. Not a lot of people are predicting, and a lot of people are confused on why he was even a nominee for this award. I'm going to tell you why. He had better stats than Kevin Durant. Paul George, he's a great player, but obviously not a lot of people think he's the man at OKC. I disagree with everyone. I think Paul George is the best player in Oklahoma City. And Paul George, he might not be as good as James Harden, who we'll talk about next, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it's not fair when people say there's no chance he's going to win. Paul George, he's, in my opinion, top 10 player. He's really great. OKC did the right thing by letting him stay. And PG-13, that's all I have to say.
AJ?
So I'm going to be talking about James Harden, who had that 32 game streak of 30 points or more. He's an unbelievable player, averaged 35 points per game this year. And a lot of people think that he is a ball hog, he shoots too much, he tries to get fouled way too much, and that's where all the points come from. But I severely disagree. His shot's just very good from anywhere. And yes, maybe he's a bit of a ball hog, but if it works for his team, so I think that he should win tonight.
Who are you going with?
Well, MVP is not the best player. MVP stands for most valuable player. Harden might be a better player than Giannis, but he's not more valuable. Houston has other assets like Clint Capella and Chris Paul. Milwaukee does not. I know you're probably saying Eric Bledsoe, Chris Middleton. They're great players, but Giannis is more valuable to his team. And as I said, Harden could be better, but Giannis is the most valuable player in the NBA. So I'm going to go with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who you got, Quinn?
I got Giannis. Same thing. Harden, he did score a lot, and, he really put the ball in the basket a lot this year, but I think it has to go to Giannis.
Well, in the NHL, there's the Hart Trophy, which is the most valuable player, and the Art Ross Trophy, and it's the best player. Usually, those two are different. Usually that the MVP is different than the person who is the best player voted by NHL players. I think I'm going to agree with Colin and Trevor here. I mean, even though I really appreciate James Harden's game, I feel like Chris Paul is still a star point guard and could do anything, but Giannis just dictates the floor, sets up the offense everywhere. I think they could do without James Harden, and I think that Giannis should win tonight.
That about wraps it up. We have a poll on our Twitter and Instagram. Who will win MVP? We'll show you the poll after the commercial break. See you later.